To all my viewers out there, happy Halloween from the Hare Ranch. We decorated early this year. That's my scarecrow. We named her Hillary. We're at my garage and test facility, so let's see what we're rolling out for this video. Looks like we got ourselves a Toyota Highlander. Every year Toyota sends me a Highlander. I give it a positive review, total thumbs up. People think I'm working for Toyota after that, and not true. I always try to find something wrong with the vehicle, unlike other YouTubers. The actual problem is Toyota's done such a fine job of refining this over the years, it's just hard to find anything wrong. But I've got this for a whole week, so I'm going to do everything I can to see if we can find something to bitch about, along with the good things. As we do in all my videos, the first thing we do when we get a vehicle is stick the headlights out in the dark and see how they perform. I've got a couple of big bulbs in here. Should be interesting to see what happens. So let's do that right now, get it out of the way. They call these projector beam halogens, or something like that. Whatever that means. Well, it looks to be dark enough, so let's check out these lights and see how they perform. Here we have the lights on the building 100 feet away on low beam. Not the brightest I've seen, but good ride height. Go to high beam. Looks bright enough to me. Here we have the brights on the building 300 feet away. Again, not the brightest, but a good wide spread. More than adequate light. Go to low beam. Reaches out about 270 feet. Overall acceptable. I just love happy hour. All kinds of action. Too many martinis, buddy. The base price of a Highlander runs around $31,000. That price will get you a 2.7 liter 4-cylinder engine rated at 185 horsepower with 20 mpg in the city and 24 miles per gallon on the highway. A better choice is what we have here, a 3.5 liter V6 putting out 295 horsepower hooked to an 8-speed automatic transmission. And it's actually rated better for fuel economy over the 4-cylinder at 21 to 27 with an average of 23. We'll be racking up a lot of miles to see what the actual fuel economy is, so stay tuned. Since we're looking at the Windows sticker, you can see this was loaded up with some goodies. Raise the price a bit. A third engine choice is a 306 horsepower hybrid. We already did a separate video on that vehicle, so we won't be talking about that anymore on this video. So let's take a look at the cabin and see what we have in here. We get an excellent large glove box, but only if you take out this gigantic, super thick owner's manual. That's better. 2 giant cup holders. A monster-sized storage bin in between the seats. The sun visors slide back to block sun from the side windows. Some Toyotas don't do this. I'm glad it does here. There's a button to turn off the auto-dimming mirror so you can drive at night without being blind. The climate controls, very simple to use. Same with the navigation and infotainment system. A well-designed gauge cluster with lots of useful information. Looks like I'm getting almost 19 mpg in city driving this far. The body panels under the door, rocker panels, well designed. Not too thick. No dirt shelf to get dirt on your pants. No complaints. This is sold as a 7-passenger, but if you get the 2 bucket seats in the second row, that'll give you 4 thus far. A third row is available. Just pull them up. They pop right out. So in this particular vehicle, we could call this a 6-passenger. Unless you have 3 monkeys. There's plenty of storage room back here, and if you fold both the third and second row seats, I'm told there's something like 83 cubic feet. There's a spare tire under there somewhere, in a storage area underneath this carpet, which not only gives you some tools, but a place to dump the owner's manual that you'll never read. Yes, I'm still trying to find something to complain about, but won't find it in the cabin, so let's move on. In fact, let's end the first half of the video, which is show and tell, and go to the second half, which is driving, performance, and fuel economy standards. By the way, one of the reasons there's so much room inside is because this is driven by the front wheels, not the rear. If you live where it rains or snows, all-wheel drive is available, but in the desert, we really don't need that, do we? This V6 engine is not only reliable, it's pretty strong, pulls this weight with ease. And with the 8-speed automatic over the old 6-speed, acceleration is not a problem. Thing's pretty quick, actually. 0 to 60 in around 6.5 seconds. Nice brakes. The engineers at Lexus created an electric power steering system that feels as good as hydraulic, and they transferred all this technology over to the Toyota line. Very nice steering. You will not be complaining about it. I already know the Highlander is one of the smoothest, most comfortable riding vehicles on the planet, so there's really no reason to do the speed bump impact test. But we're here, so we're going to do it anyway. We'll be starting at 25 miles per hour. Here comes bump number 1. Pretty smooth. Very good solid body structure. Bump number 3. And here's the big nasty bump. Hang on. All I know is, but didn't really feel much, and the body structure again is very solid. No rattles or anything like that. If you rack up a lot of miles on your vehicle, this might be the SUV for you. Very comfortable, quiet, great for expressways or long highway trips. We're going to reset the computer and do some fuel economy tests. We're going to be taking a highway trip with the cruise control set at 75 miles per hour. The trip approximately 100 miles, so don't go away. We're coming to the end of our trip. We're going to pull over and see what the fuel economy reading is. Well, here we go, 25.2 mpg. Not bad considering we were driving slightly uphill. We'll have a return trip coming up, driving slightly downhill. In the meantime, we're going to take this off pavement and do a little bit of off-roading. Yes, you can take a Highlander off-roading. It has the ground clearance to do so. As long as you remember this is basically a car platform, not a heavy-duty truck, you'll be just fine for light-duty use. In case you're wondering what all this goop is, it's car wax. It's an old off-roading trick. You put it on the paint. You don't wipe it off until you're done. That way if you accidentally go against a thorn bush, it will not scratch the paint. Works. If you hear a bunch of rattling noises, it's not the vehicle. I'm hauling a bunch of furniture out to a ranch. It's the cargo making the rattling noise. Toyotas don't rattle, come on. One of the rules of off-roading is you want a reliable vehicle. It's not going to break down. Otherwise, you might end up like our little friend here in this grave. Probably was driving a Range Rover. But I'm not going to end up like that because I'm driving a nice, reliable Toyota. This Highlander definitely holds a lot of gear. If you haul a lot of cargo, it might be for you. I'm done with my deliveries. Time to get back on the pavement and town. The interstate freeway is just around the corner, so I'm going to pull over and see what our fuel economy was for our off-road adventure here. For the first 20 miles, we were down to around 15 miles per gallon, but now that we're done, it's averaged around 17.5 and 37 miles of off-roading. I'd say that's pretty good. This is going to be our last fuel economy test before we wrap up this video. cruising around 75 miles per hour. We're coming to the end of our trip. I'm going to pull over and see what our fuel economy numbers are on the screen. Looks like we got 26.2 on the return highway trip compared to the 25.2 getting there. I'd say that's a pretty good figure. I see we met our 300-mile goal. So to wrap this up, I took it down to the car wash, got it nice and clean and shiny. And as you can see, there are no scratches on the paint because that little wax trick I showed you earlier in the video works quite well. So when I send it back tomorrow, it'll be nice and spiffy for them. So in my 300-mile driving, did I find anything to complain about? Not really, but if you have to have just one gripe, I'll find one for you. How about this? The spare tire is not located in the vehicle. Instead, it's located outside the vehicle, underneath to be specific. If you have to change that tire when it's raining or snowing, you're going to get wet and dirty. Other than that, this is a pretty flawless vehicle. Will last a long, long time, long after the warranty goes out, like most Toyotas. If you're looking for a mid-size SUV, definitely worth a look. Here's some links to other videos of cars we've tested. Just click and watch.